Look how gigantic this Mandula leaf is. Oh my gosh, it's already rooted in there. Hello, Miss Alocasia Jacqueline. Look at all of those blooms. They're crazy. It just feels so full in here again. Is that a thrip? I feel like I have so many updates to share with all of y'all while I have been like off busy gallivanting around the UK doing Malvern and going to Chelsea and all of the things and like life stuff. My plants have just been here chilling and growing actually really, really well, and I wanted to show off some of the updates with you in a video today. I figured we could do a bit of a walkthrough and show you what's going on, show you all the happy things that are happening, and I mean, if I find any unhappy things, I'll show you them too. But as far as I know, knock on wood, there's nothing unhappy going on at the minute, I think. But that's what's happening today. That's what we're gonna do. If you are new here and you don't know me already, hi, my name is Emma and I make houseplanty content all over the internet. So if you want to follow along with my houseplanty journey and maybe learn something along the way, stick around, watch more of my videos, and subscribe to my channel. If you are not new here, thank you so much for coming back. I really appreciate it. Now let us get into the video. First things first, I really want to show off my brand new neon sign from Hyperlight. Hyperlight reached out to me to help me create a custom neon sign for my planty space, and I immediately started getting ideas. I worked with their professional design team to help bring those ideas into this luminous delight here. Get it? Delight. They have all of the sort of standard neon light options as well as personalized neon light models to help elevate any sort of space you have. And they can even do things like turn your brand logo, slogan, pretty much anything you can think of into a cool custom neon sign. So obviously I went with my lifetime motto, keep growing, which is a constant reminder for me to keep trying new things, learning, and grow myself and my plants. I'm really excited to try it in different spaces in my home to kind of find the perfect spot for it, but for now I really like the way it's framed by these two hanging plants here. It was super easy to install as well, straight out of the box. I just had to plug it in and there we go, I have a neon sign. Awesome. And it's also dimmable as well, which means I don't have to constantly feel like I'm in a rave, but I still get the funness of a cool neon sign. Hyperlight have very kindly also given me an affiliate link to share with all of you so you can get a little discount on your neon sign, whether customized or the sort of standard ones, whatever you fancy. So use the link in the description down below and get yours today from Hyperlight. Right, now let me turn you around and we can get going in the planty updates. First off here, I am obsessed right now with my fern leaf cactus, just because, so I'm pretty sure this was the one that was like sticking straight up for quite a while, and now it's finally gotten itself heavy enough to like kind of tumble down, and this is my favorite jungle cactus of all time. Like I could not have my collection without this plant because it is so cool, and I love having it over my desk. Frames of light. It's just honestly perfect for this space here, and I've been really enjoying it. I've moved it from the other side over to here because I feel like it needed the room and the space for me to enjoy it, and this is a better spot for it. Behind it I have my monstera Dubia, which, holy cow, y'all, do you see the size of this leaf here? This is the last leaf that it's put out, and it is like genuinely humongous, and I desperately need to pop it on, or like chop and extend the moss pole. I did cut the stem here to hopefully let it root into the pole for a little bit before I do the like proper chop of everything, because it needs it. It's too tall. I can't lower the stool enough for it to like properly fit in that space, and it's kind of like leaning up into the glorious and everything. And so it's time for something with that, but hopefully in the next video, or maybe it's just happened. I don't know the order these things are going to come out in, but like this, I need to work on my Dubia because it is, oh my god, it's gotten so ridiculously big. And then my Politum has also popped out a brand new leaf, and again it is a big one here. It's, I guess, nearly the same length. Well, I think it is longer technically than the one behind it because this one starts higher up. than the last one, but it is a lovely, big, beautiful. I don't think it's fully hardened off yet, but like, look at that sort of velvet sheen on it. Absolutely stunning. I'm really, really loving the Politum here. I think it grows quite well here, considering it's like, I don't know, like it is not really getting that much. It gets the grow light there most of the day, but otherwise it is just chilling in this space, and I really like how it looks. These guys on the top up here, I mean, not that much to say about them individually. They are just kind of getting long. Whenever they get too long like this, I do just kind of loop them back up the top. And make it so it's not kind of trailing in our face as we sleep. I've done that so many times with the Synapsis here. Like, it probably does actually reach down all the way to the pillow if I did untangle it. I mean, I should probably just chop and prop it. That would make the most sense. But it's doing really well. I'm pretty sure this part is the tricolor, I think, maybe. But it's really cool. I love this one, and it's gotten really dusty, unfortunately. This is one that I hate dusting because the leaves are all so tiny. Oh my gosh, you can see. That's crazy. I really need to dust this one. But these ones are especially annoying to dust, which, I mean, maybe I should just suck it up and do it, really. This stuff is all pretty normal, nothing really that exciting going on, except for I added my English ivy here. I've just got it on a magnetic hook that magnets to my shelf, which is awesome. I freaking love that as a little hack, and it just hangs down there nicely. My Retusa, Hoya Retusa, it's got a bit of a runner again. I feel like this one does get really, really runnery, and I feel like I love this one so much in the winter time, but in the summertime it doesn't really do as much for me, because in the winter is when it blooms, and I love its cool blooms because they're so different than any other Hoya blooms. But in the sort of summer, I'm just like, do I care about it that much? Maybe not, but I mean, it's fine, it's fine. Down in the Acer bar, yes, pulled it out enough so I can hold it, like have the door open properly. But oh my goodness, my Acer Maculada, my like straight polka dot begonia, holy cow, do you see how big this leaf has gotten? It is amazing. I mean, I'm used to it's like quite small leaves down here, but it is doing so well. I think it's loving the Soltech light in here. I've got mostly the rest of this is like some begonia propagations that probably definitely I mean, that looks quite gross back there, but I mean, it's fine. These are begonia Sinbad there, but hella rooted. Do you see the roots on those? Oh my god, that's intense. But yeah, crazy begonia props and some fun Synapsis, which to be honest, I kind of want to pop these into my uncommon Synapsis thing, because I feel like it'd just do better in there. And this is my Alocasia Mellow that's actually like doing well, as opposed to the one that I just gave away. But yeah, this one's doing quite well. But yeah, I love my little Acer bar. It's looking a little bit crowded at the minute because of these propagations, but I'll just like, I'm just gonna close it and ignore how messy it is, and it's fine. So, I mean, I've not had my Pingdom for very long yet, but I have popped it just here on my shelves, and I've got my zero water pitcher here as well, so I always have water nearby for it. But I think it's been doing really well. It's caught a few more fungus gnats on this one, at least, which is awesome. I find that this rock stays really nice and moist. You can see the dark bit here is where it's moist. That light bit is where it's drier, but has nicely absorbed the moisture. It's always got a bit of a reservoir down there, which is awesome. But I think it's so stinking cute. I'm now just like want to get way more carnivorous plants because I feel like I can now that I've got the sort of proper water situation. This section also just like really kind of stresses me out still because it's just so crazy. What's this? The Genevaum is currently putting out a new leaf. Very exciting. I've also pulled my Polyneura Broge, this guy, pulled it out of the cabinet because I found that it was getting a little bit too bright there, and I feel like this is a slightly better spot for it. I don't know long term, but it seems to be very happy in here, and it's getting like enough light, but it's not as like close to the grow light as it was before, because I feel like before the grow light was like there on it when it was in the cabinet, and now it's just a little bit further away. I also am not necessarily ashamed to admit, but very aware that the plants I got in that haul from Downtown Plant Club, I have left them in this box for months. And they have just been in here kind of growing, I think, pretty well. You can see how humid it is, so like I'm not too worried about them not getting enough moisture, but I've just left it, and I really need to, you know, sort those out and actually get them out. But I think they're loving being under the grow lights, and I'm not worried about them. I've just kind of forgot that they existed. Also, my Rafitaora Tetrisperma is going absolutely freaking crazy up the top here. It just like, it keeps growing, which is awesome. I love how fast this thing grows. It just grows like crazy. I do think I want to chop and prop some of that and refill in the bottom, because the bottom's gone a bit sparse down here, and like I keep getting like yellowing leaves that I need to pull off. Like they're all just a bit yellow, and I think part of that is just because the water never gets down to the bottom of this moss pole, so that's like definitely a me problem. It's not like hydrophobic dry quite yet, but it's, I mean, yeah, maybe it is a bit hydrophobic dry. It's just, yeah, I need to because look down there, it's just like no leaves, which is kind of sad. And I think I just need to start watering the soil in addition to the pole in order for the things down in the bottom to get more. Also, do I need to just put more soil in there? Anyways, I think I'm going to chop and prop it and like take the top bits off and put them back down the bottom so I can kind of start down the bottom again, which I think will be nice. Ooh, maybe I could put some of my variegated cuttings in here as well. Would that be cool? I feel like it'd be quite nice to have like a combo pot of variegated and non-variegated Rafitaora. Could you imagine like the variegated one just like being interspersed throughout the space up there? I think that would look awesome. I also had to move this Anthurium up to the top shelf because it got too freaking tall. I think this is my Crystal Mag up there. It's got a brand new leaf that's still coming out and hardening off. It is definitely getting bigger and more beautiful. It's a little bit dry right now, so maybe I'll give it some hydration after this, but I love this. It's so pretty. I think I like the Crystal Mag more than I like the normal crystallinum at the minute, at least. And then in the window here, my Hoya Croniana doing its crazy blooming thing constantly. Like even in this sort of frame, you can see how many blooms there are emerging. This is like 100% Croniana time of year for blooms, and it's just so fun. I feel like I could never actually get rid of this one because like look at all of those blooms. They're crazy. I'm every single day collecting more flowers that have fallen off, and then new ones come in and bloom constantly. I've also popped my Crimson Princess and Queen combo in the disco ball planter here in the window. I was a little bit worried that it was going to be getting too much sunlight right off the bat, so I did put it like deep into the corner, so any sort of like harsh afternoon sun it doesn't really get. And it definitely has lost a couple of leaves from that sort of acclimation, but I think it's doing okay now, and it should be fine going forward. It does look like it's still growing in there, so all good things. I think the living room is where I've made sort of the biggest change because my Mandula pothos got far too big for the space it was in. It used to be next to the Majestic over there, and it got too big, and I had to give it an extension because look how gigantic this Mandula leaf is. I am obsessed with this one. It's doing so well. Its stem is so thick in there. It's constantly putting out new leaves. I need to probably help rescue that one a little bit, but I think it looks so good in this space as well, sort of next to the IKEA cabinet. I've never actually grown anything like that, but I basically moved the cabinet over a little bit and then filled in the gap with the pothos, and I think that looks really, really nice there. It has meant that I've had to move the lamp more outwards and switch the Synapsis to the other side. Maybe I'll turn this off for a second. I mean, it's extremely dark, but I've had to switch the Synapsis to that side. And it only gets in the way of the door a little bit when I open it. Not hugely. Like, I'm not really worried about it, but I'm like aware that it's there. But everything else up there, except the Aglaonema and the Pelleonia, are things that I'm in the process of getting rid of, and moving homes to new places, which is nice. So I'll have a bit more free space up there. And the grow light, I feel like it's actually kind of better in this spot to, like, it's bouncing off the ceiling and then also just illuminating this a little bit more. I've also felt so much better, oops, having cleaned out the cabinet. And I know it's like looking full again already, but it's nowhere near as sort of jam-packed and inaccessible as it was before. Things just fit nicer. I've been able to like put new things in without kind of stressing about them, which has been really, really nice. My Antero Velvet Alocasia has just popped out this leaf and it's doing really well. Also, both of my sort of Anthurium hybridy guys, I'll have to put the names on the screen because I don't exactly remember which one's which, but they're both doing fantastically. Got a new leaf on that one. This one's got the biggest leaf it's ever given me, which is very exciting. Whatever this sort of strappy Anthurium seedling is very, very, very happy now that it's been moved to the cabinet. Oh my goodness, the variegated Plummonii, I think it's doing well on its moss pole. Oh my gosh, it's already rooted in there. Holy cow, I feel like I just put it on that. So it's obviously doing something right. I need to take that strap, that one in there, and put it over the top of this join, and then it'll allow the roots to go into the pole a little bit better. But it is perfectly happy on here and putting out new leaves. This one isn't quite as variegated as the last ones. I think potentially it is because it's not getting as much light as it was in its old spot. And I mean, that's fine. I'm not really too worried about it. I still think it's a really cool, pretty one. And if I can continue to get it to grow onto this pole, I will be immensely happy. There we go. I was just able to pop that on top of the node, and now hopefully any new roots can grow into the pole nicely. My Begonia Cleopatra, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, is not looking hot. It's just gotten like kind of really scraggly looking, which is a shame because I do think it is quite cool. I just don't know if this is a begonia for me. I really wanted it to be because obviously it's a Cleo, but it's just not looking. Oh, it is flowering though. So maybe it is happy because I don't think begonias do death blooms. So I mean, I just literally leave it here and never touch it, and it's been fine like that, I guess. I guess it doesn't look bad like that, but I am just very aware that it's super one-sided. Down the bottom, oh my goodness, it looks so bright. One thing that I have done that I didn't show y'all is I popped my Ernestii onto a larger moss pole because it like desperately needed the height. I mean, it's already at the top of this one as well, which maybe I'll have to chop and prop it. But I think it is liking this new one. I did it last week, and so it's not like it's had tons of time to sort of get used to it, but I think it will like this a lot better. It has more space here. Oh my goodness, also, elephant in the room, y'all. Excuse me? Hello, Miss Alocasia Jacqueline, or Tunderosa. Hi, where have you been hiding? This is freaking exciting. Look how big this leaf is. This is the biggest leaf I have ever had on my Jacqueline, and it's doing so well. All of the previous leaves were like, I mean, not that that's small, but we just really got somewhere with this one, which has been very cool. I don't think it's pregnant with a new leaf yet. It's kind of hard to see behind everything. Doesn't look like it, but as soon as it is, I mean, this is gonna outgrow the cabinet so fast. I'm gonna have to move it somewhere else. Cause like, you see how close it is to the grow light up there? When it's just sitting? Dangerous. Dangerous. I really don't want it to get burnt, but you know, other than taking it out of the cabinet right now, I don't really have any other sort of option, really, I guess. This Hoya, I think this is the Nova Ghost, is doing phenomenally as well. It just like keeps pushing out really cool silvery leaves, kind of just vining up here. I think it definitely need to get on some sort of trellis ASAP because she's begging for it. So is, oh my god, the Wilbur Graves. Let me pull this out so I can show you properly. The Wilbur Graves, this, she's just been growing like crazy, like such big, beautiful leaves. Honestly, I could like talk about all of these forever because they're just growing so freaking well, so happily. I almost want to chop and prop this one because it is getting a little bit unruly in here, but I don't at the same time because it's doing so well. I don't want to like jinx it by chopping it because like look at the difference in leaf size between these little guys and these. Oh, this is the best Wilbur Graves I've ever freaking had. Also my banana plant, my Musa Florida, is, oh my gosh, taking things out is hard, is doing phenomenally in here. I was really worried because I know Claire had so many issues sort of getting it to acclimate into her home. I haven't had any. I feel like I'm very lucky in that. It's just been totally fine. I've not had to like worry about chopping it back to nothingness like I know that she did. So I feel very glad about it. I'm so excited to watch this get a little bit bigger and kind of give me nice big leaves, but it's just down there getting decent light, mostly from the Barina lights just there. And then in front of it, the green unicorn. Look at the shine on that leaf. It is doing so well. And it's popping out another one as well at the minute. Very exciting. Again, it is just kind of like tucked quite far back into the cabinet, unfortunately. Like I don't notice it right away in here, which is fine. I don't need to notice all of my plants immediately when I look into the cabinet. I can just like get a general overview and that's fine. But I don't really see this one unless I'm sort of pulling things out. And I wish I did see it more. Maybe I'll put it in a more prominent place going forward because like, look at that leaf. Also in the back there, it's still really hard to pull things out because the Hoya vines. Excuse me, who are you? New leaf on my variegated Dragonscale. Also, sorry, my hands are so shaky. I'm just generally a shaky person. But holy cow. How beautiful are those? This is loving. I'm sure it's loving being so close under the grow light there. It's really helping bring out the best in this. I cannot wait to watch this one grow a little bit bigger. So exciting. And then two more things in here. My variegated Pelleonia reapins. Like, holy cow. She is just growing so much. And oh my god, also, she's thirsty again. Oh my god, do you see the water level on that? It is so low. I watered it, I think, Friday, and it's now Monday when I'm filming this, so like, excuse me, stop. But also, kind of hiding behind it. I'm gonna pull this out so you can properly see. Hello, Hoya New Guinea Ghost. Look how freaking well this guy's doing. It's just so happy in there. Look how tight that like internode is as well. It is just, oh my goodness. And oh my god, there's new growth points coming off that as well. Exciting. It is just growing insanely for me, and I'm so happy with this. This is a Hoya that I have just generally massively struggled with because it does need a little bit more than sort of your average Hoya because it's a more thin-leafed one. But since making sure it stayed like hydrated enough, and like I guess for me personally in my home, I don't know about anybody else's home, but in my home I kind of need to keep it in the cabinet so it's getting enough humidity to kind of stay nice. But I also need to remember to water it like kind of more than I do the sort of average Hoya, and since I've been doing that, it has grown so well for me. Okay, Miss Cleo here is going to be ever so slightly annoyed as I try and show you back here. Look how big this Portadora leaf is. Oh my gosh, it's so hard to freaking show you because also my bird of paradise has like gone crazy and started producing massive leaves. But look at the size of this Portadora leaf. When I got it, it had a leaf that big, and now it's freaking huge, and this leaf's not even fully sized up yet, which is insane. It has gotten so tall as well. Like it is probably deep in that, and it goes all the way up to there, which is awesome. I'm just like so amazed at the Portadora. I think I've had it for 15 months or so. I got it in March 2024, and it has been literally the fastest growing alocasia I've ever had. And then this zone, I'm gonna need to sort out my Majestic pretty freaking soon because look at that. She's over the top of the moss pole at this point. Even if I put moss in all the way to the top, she'd be out. I need to like also unwrap it and get some of these joints in so they can properly have contact with the moss. I've just left it wrapped because I'm honestly just too lazy to take it out because it does actually help with the hydration of the pole quite a lot. You can see it's quite hydrated in there still, and I've not watered it in a little bit. So I definitely need to do something, but it just does, it looks a little bit sparse. I really wish it had more than one sort of stem going up with the leaves that big, because I feel like it would look so much fuller, and maybe that's, I guess I'll have to chop and prop it at some point, or like chop and extend the pole, but I don't want to, because I guess these couple have gotten to the point where they're above the halfway point. So maybe once they're sort of properly attached into the pole, I can chop and extend, and I won't be losing too much of anything. Also, my Tycon is doing phenomenally. Like, this is the biggest new leaf it's just given me, and I love it. I'm also gonna have to sort out its moss pole sometime soon because it is basically at the top of it. So I'll probably do that. Ooh, I should probably do it sooner rather than later. It's just a small, like, sort of skinny one, so it won't be that difficult to add another one on, but I think sooner would be better than later on it. Oh my god, I can't believe I've got leaves this big. I've never had monstera leaves this big before in my life, and it makes me feel like I'm actually doing something right with it for freaking once. And my Anthurium Regal has done F all this year. It has done nothing at all. And to be honest, I should probably just cut this back leaf off. I could probably cut both of them off. They are just like looking a little bit crispy, and it's just been, I think it's been a little bit unfortunate that I've not had the best area to put this one in. I kind of have to shove it into this corner because there's not really any other option for it because it is such a large plant. I don't have space for it really anywhere else. And so it's not getting the best light. It's probably not getting the best humidity. So it's just kind of, it's just had to live here, unfortunately. And so maybe if I give it a bit of a trim, a prune back, it might appreciate it and then give me some new growth. Maybe sometime. I don't know. I also don't see any roots in that sort of like cup thing down at the bottom. Given I've not really checked, so maybe I should check at some point. Oh, I didn't even show you this stuff down here. Ignore this one yellowing leaf on my Cathia Network. I think it's liking the semi-hydro life. I'm not like 100% positive on it yet. It hasn't been like unhappy, if that makes sense. This is the only leaf I've had it lose in this time, so I think that's good. But otherwise, doing really well here. My Stephania erecta back there is actually starting to pop out some growth from both growth points, which is fantastic. It's not in the brightest of light, so I have a feeling it might get a bit leggy, but that's okay. I'm not too worried about it. I'm also probably gonna have to move both of these out from beneath the TV soon, because like my Sarcophylla, it's getting like one more leaf basically and it'll be too big. I think I also might want to move it somewhere with brighter light, because that might help it a little bit. And my Begonia Sophie Cecile, oh, she's just doing fabulous. I'm obsessed with her. She's definitely gotten, you can see there's like less sort of silver spots now that she's not underneath a grow light in the cabinet, and she's not quite as dark, but that's okay for now. I definitely want to put her in a place that's gonna be, I guess, more suitable long term, but I don't have that many spots at the minute that are getting like the environment that I would want to give it, though it's loving semi-hydro life back there. It's just in a bit of no drainage. You can't even see the roots or anything at the minute, but that's okay. It's just loving life, growing really, really well, still keeping its size, even though it's not getting as much light. Also, really quickly in the kitchen, excuse the dirty dishes in the sink before we go into the office. I did a massive chop on my Begonia Coralina de Lucerna, and I am just propping them in water at the minute, but it was fully all the way up to the top, basically covering the whole window, and I decided to give it a huge chop, and I have, I think, maybe 5 or 6 cuttings in this container here. They are a little bit dehydrated at the minute, I think, just because they are fresh cuts, but hopefully they'll get rooting in there soon, and I can maybe put some back into the mother plant. Those already, like, I think maybe 6 stems in that, so maybe I don't need to. Maybe I'll just sell them or something, because it is such a big, beautiful one, and it grows so incredibly well. Final stop, we have the office here, where things are doing well that I don't pay attention to at all. I'm gonna turn off these grow lights really quick so we can better see what's what. I just feel like everything's grown. Like, it just feels so full in here again. Everything is just popping off. I had to take the cloche off of my oh my gosh, words, Pepperomia here, my variegated Pepperomia, because it was just like pushing all up against it. It's doing so well. It's so cute. I do really like this one, even though it's just, I don't know, I'm not the biggest Pepperomia person, but I really like this one in particular. Oh my god, also, excuse me, what are these Hoyas doing? My Crassio Petiolata Splash, which is all the way in the back there, has put out some massive long runners. I'm definitely gonna need to sort that at some point, maybe give it a bigger trellis. It's just on a bit of a round one at the back. There. It needs something, because right now this is not providing enough. On the top, things are doing well. I put my Euphorbia lactea up there, the non-variegated one. The variegated one, the white ghost behind it, is doing phenomenally still. Not even a question. It loves the Grow Gang bulb that I've got in there, so I figured the non-variegated one will as well. This Acer is just like gone crazy. I had to take it out of the IKEA cabinet because it was just too full and kind of going everywhere. And it's just grown so fast. I cannot believe I propped this from like tiny, tiny, tiny little cuttings. I genuinely don't understand how well it has grown for me. And they were all propped in soil props as well, which is so, like, it's not normal for me. I tend to not do that. But Acer absolutely loved it. Down on this bottom shelf, oh, actually, I've got several flowers on my Dragonscale alocasia, which is huge and phenomenal and just like growing insanely well. Like, look at all of these huge big leaves doing nicely. Maybe, I keep saying I'm gonna try and pollinate things, but at least with the things in the office, I'm not in here regularly enough to sort of pay attention. And from what I've heard with alocasia propagation or pollination, you really need to be on top of timings because the window for pollination is like this big. And so if you don't get it right then, it's not gonna work. And so anything that I have in the office, which is not a room that I normally have access to because Joe works in here, I'm not really gonna be able to properly pollinate. But again, I just don't have space for this one anywhere else because it is just so damn big, which is like not a problem. Oh my goodness, also, first new leaf on my El Choco Red since I took off of the moss pole. And yes, it is still a little bit funky, but this is the best leaf it has grown in ages. I didn't have to worry about it catching on anything, which I think is huge. That was like a major worry for me when it was on the moss poles and it like severed itself and like it was just having a grand old bad time. But I feel like this is a good start for a new leaf on this one. If I can get the next new leaf to come in without any sort of damage, that would be ideal, because I was genuinely considering getting rid of this one because I cannot handle the like pain and suffering it's put me through for the past like couple years, even with like all of these holes and like just growing so terribly. So hopefully the next leaf will be the one to beat on this one, hopefully. Okay, also everything's just popping off. This is the biggest my Ficus Alaska has ever been since I did the like huge chop on it when it had spider mites when I moved house, what, like nearly 4 years ago now? Oh my god, it's been so long. Look at these leaves. They're doing so well. For the longest time, it was only ever giving me like these tiny little ones. And since I've put it into semi-hydro, I think that's the biggest change I've had with it. It has loved semi-hydro because it's getting more moisture than I was giving it before. I don't think I was giving it enough moisture before. And so it is just absolutely freaking thriving now. And I can't, like, I could grow this into a proper tree now. I have confidence in it. I was thinking about, like, seriously considering getting rid of my Ficus Elastica, but now I don't want to. And also, the Scheveriana is doing similarly well in here. Also in semi-hydro, this one's in no drainage, and just like doing so well. I also just need to like generally clear some space in here because it's just gotten a bit crazy. The variegated monstera is gotten loads of new growth in there. I genuinely can't even show you properly because it's just so busy, but it's got loads of new growth in there and like lots of new things coming out. I think I would probably want to get it onto a moss pole if I possibly can, fairly soon. Also, I need to make sure, oh, god darn it. Do you see those? Oh, I had a feeling. I was about to say that things are so tightly packed in here that I could totally see having issues with pests being a thing. And lo and behold, look what I find. A butt ton of tiny little thrips in here that I'm just going to squish with my fingers. But I'm not surprised because my variegated monstera was definitely a sort of thrip magnet. So I think I'll just need to give it a nice good rinse and like maybe give everything in this area a good wash over. I do have a predatory mite sachet on here, but I don't think it's enough for this whole area considering how foliage heavy it is. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, I've just pulled out the monstera quickly to get it removed, to get it isolated, and I'm going to treat it in a little bit. I've had a quick look at the other plants in the area and I don't see anything specifically right now, but I will go through and do like a more thorough check and probably treat these maybe with some alcohol or some neem oil or something to get them like triply checked and prevented from future interactions, because I don't really have another space I can put the monstera for right now. But let's just talk really quick about how gorgeous my variegated fryeneck is. And while I like the sort of heavier variegation, I think in general I lean towards preferring this sort of like less intense variegation on things. I know my Tycon isn't very variegated, but I think I really like this sort of like splashy, more subtle variegation quite a lot as well. Like, I'm not mad that it's not as like all insanely white like this, because those are the bits that do end up not doing as well. Also, I think that's a burn from when it was living in the cabinet. But it has grown so much since being in the cabinet and just looking so amazing and big and beautiful here. And then in this corner, I actually decided that I am not going to get rid of my crystallinum, my Anthurium crystallinum. Is that got a pest on it as well? Is that a thrip? Quite possibly. I mean, regardless, it looks like it's got damage. I don't know if it's thrips damage or what, but I think what I'm gonna do with the crystallinum, because I hate the shape of it so much, is actually chop it back to a massive chunk. I feel like that would be really good for it and kind of reset it and start it over, because I used to really, really love the crystallinum, and lately it's just not been as happy for me, and I've not been enjoying it as much, and so maybe if I start it over completely, I'll like feel better about it. Is that a thrip? You know what, maybe I think it just has thrips. Okay, turns out office plants have stinking thrips. That's annoying. Okay, so I'm probably just gonna have to treat this whole area as well. It's otherwise doing phenomenally. Like, do you see how big this alocasia stingray leaf is? And it's got like 5 of these huge massive leaves. This is the newest one. It is not finished sizing up yet. Doing phenomenally. The branchifolia, doing well, aside from the fact that it was giving itself burns. It's done it on a couple of leaves now, but otherwise doing phenomenally. I also think I really want to reset my Arabian Sunset, because it's just gotten a little bit bare down the bottom, and then at the top, like really, really full and too bushy. So I might just reset it back to nothing again. Again, I haven't done it before, but I think I might just reset it back to nothing, and then we'll be in a better place with it. I need to like stop touching my plants because I don't want my thrip hands to get on anything. I did wash it before touching this section, but I'm not going to before I do these, because these are the last plants I'm going to talk about. But Alocasia Micheletiana here, doing well, kind of sprawling out as usual. Heterophylla, again, doing phenomenally since leaving the cabinet. It's blooming like crazy as well. Maybe it's because I had to take it out of the cabinet. But long term, I don't want this one here, but it was kind of the only place it fit for now. So it's just gonna have to be until I do a bit of rearranging. And then the other things, ZZ Raven doing really well. The like new growth on the ZZ that was like bright green, what, maybe like a month ago, is now getting blacker and blacker, and I just love it. Like in general, aside from that bad stuff that's going on right now, I think we're doing pretty well. So there we go. Overall, grand scheme of things, I'm feeling great about my collection. My plants are doing phenomenally. I've had so much new growth. I've had so much sizing up. Things are just doing really, really, really well. Aside from the whole mini thrips outbreak thing. To be honest though, I don't think it's that bad. Like, it was just the juvenile ones. It's not the ones that I find to be like the horrendous big black ones that like are really hard to get rid of. And they were on plants that I feel like I can treat quite easily, like especially the crystallinum, which I was planning on chopping off anyway. I can just chop it off, and then like the bit that's infested can go in the bin, and it doesn't really matter. So yeah, I feel like everything is manageable. I'm not worried about it. It's all good. But yeah, that's it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed seeing the updates, all of the like crazy exciting things going on, because I mean, there's a lot. Let's be honest, not to like toot my own horn, because I didn't do any of this work. I watered them, but that's about all I've been able to give for the past couple of months. So all of the credit here goes to my plants. I cannot take any of it. But otherwise, yeah, that is it. That is all of it, all of the things I wanted to talk about today. Before I go, though, I want to say a huge thank you to the newest member of my Good Growing fam over on Patreon, Marina. Thanks for joining in. I hope you love it over there. If anyone else is interested in joining, it is £3 a month. And for that, you get all of the things, including bonus content, access to the Discord server, live chats, polls about my videos. You could pick what sort of content I make on my channel, which is fun. All that fun stuff. It is there if you want it in the description. Otherwise, don't worry about it. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Thanks for being here. I hope you have a fantastic day. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up down below and leave a comment on other houseplanty things you'd like me to talk about in the future. If I mentioned anything in this video or you saw a plant that I haven't made a care video on that you want me to make a care video on, let me know down below in the comments and I can hopefully make that for you in the future. And subscribe for more. Again, thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one. Don't forget to keep growing. Bye!